All right. I know I had a little late start today, but that's because the Japan Pro was on a Sunday. Yeah, it was done late, and the time difference. I'm working, blah blah blah. So I wasn't able to do a live wrap up. I had to do a recorded one, and by the time it comes out, it's going to be Tuesday morning. It's a fucking shit show. I know. Okay, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I work full time, so I can't just jump on at any given moment. On the weekends, normally I can, but who told these people to have it on a Sunday? I don't know. Anyway, now, okay. If you guys watch my muscle talk, we all agreed Sean Clarida was going to win this. Okay. So, Sean Clarida is a very, very special bodybuilder. By the time Sean retires, he is going to be in discussion of the greatest bodybuilder in history under 200 pounds. My opinion, he is going to be the greatest bodybuilder under 200 pounds in bodybuilding history, period. The guy has won two open shows. He won the 212 Olympia twice, runner up 212 Olympia, I don't know how many times. He is qualified now to do the Open and the 212. And I think he should be able to do both. And I think the IFBB should let him do both if he wants to do both for 2026. That would be have a lot of excitement. And who cares if he doesn't break the top 10? Who cares if he doesn't fucking do as well as he thinks? Let him do it. Let's see. Make it fun. Make it interesting. It'll be a great talking point. Okay. Let him do it. I don't know. Whatever. Now, I want to jump into the Japan Pro. Look, this was a third tier, second tier show at best. All right. That's why everybody had Sean Clarida picked because he's at the top of the heap. I know we had Joan, who is an upcoming star, but he is not there yet. We had a couple of other guys from Europe that did really well. But let's face it, this show was like maybe second tier, third tier, top third tier, maybe a couple of second tier guys. With the exception of Clarida, Clarida is the only elite bodybuilder, and of course, he clearly won. But what I want to do is I want to get to the two biggest disappointments, which is Hollingshead and Beef Stew. And what are they going to do? Neither one of them could break the top five, and that's not good in a lineup like this. That's not a good thing in a lineup like this. What I want to get to. So let's go over who won, who brought the top five. I'm going to pull up some pictures, and we'll check it out. And then we'll get to Hollingshead and Beef Stew. So here we go. I believe I pulled up RX Muscle, if I'm not. Is this RX? Let me see. I'm pretty sure I get put up. RX has been Dave and RX has been doing pretty good. Yes, with the picks and upkeep on the shows on Instagram. They've been doing actually a really good job. So I mean, look, Clarida is like a 212 flex wheeler. I mean, he's 5'2", okay? He's a 5'2" bodybuilder that is flawless. And the only reason he loses if somebody outsizes him. But he's got amazing shape. He comes in conditioned. He's never off. If he's off a little bit, it's for a reason. It's because he wants to compete with the big boys. So is he as hard and crisp as he was at the Olympia here? No, but it was good enough conditioning to beat these guys because these are second, third tier guys in this contest. So he knew that, and he knew going in, if I'm able to like keep up with the size, I could beat these guys, and he clearly did. He's a special dude. He's a special bodybuilder. There's no question about it. Okay. Anytime you want to write him off, he comes back with a big win, and you're like, oh shit. Similar to how Dexter was, right? You wanted to write Dexter off. He always came back with a big win. Same thing. Clarida is a special bodybuilder. Okay. He looked phenomenal. Again, like you could see, was he as crisp as Olympia? But he didn't have to be. He wanted to be fuller, bigger, rounder, and he didn't have to be. His conditioning had to be good enough because, again, it was going against third tier bodybuilders. All right. Now, let's look at who broke the top five. So Clarida comes in first. Second was Florian Porson. Good bodybuilder, very sound, very balanced, a lot of size. Joan, Joan Pradels. He's look, he's a star in the making. He's just not there yet. He's very young. He's still in his 20s. He's just not there yet. It is what it is. I know he's doing a show in Spain this weekend. Maybe he'll get the W there, but after Spain, he needs to go back to the drawing board, take some time off, give your body a rest, work on your weaknesses, and put it together for 2026. Because we're all expecting great things for 2026 for Joan. And the longer he continues to compete, well, that's less time he has to work on his flaws. And his flaws are really his back and his conditioning. Okay. So if I were him, I would take a long 2026 and do kind of something similar that he's doing in 2026 and compete later in the year so he could really put together a tremendous package. We're expecting nothing but great things from this guy. He's a superstar in the making. Okay, everybody else, I'm sorry. The fourth place guy, Jan Turek, he's an okay bodybuilder. Mark Hector, all right, look, Mark Hector is what he is. All right, let's not make him better than what he is. He came in fifth in a so-so pro show. All right. I don't think this guy is ever going to be what we expected him to be when he first came on the scene. And I think he is going to have to deal with it. So he's going to have to deal with just breaking the top five and second, third tier shows, or he does something drastic, like, I don't know, go to Oxygen Gym, see what he could do, put it all on the line, or just be comfortable being a mediocre bodybuilder. I don't know what to tell Mark Hector. He is one of those bodybuilders that just he is what he is, and unless he really decides to lay it all out there and bet it all and do something like go to Kuwait, I don't know. I don't even know if bodybuilders go to Kuwait anymore. Because a lot of times we've seen bodybuilders that were like decent and then they went to Kuwait and then they did what they had to do, or he changed coaches. He's a look. Look, I don't want look. Mark Hector's an okay bodybuilder. He's an average body. He's a mediocre bodybuilder. That's it. Okay, I'm not giving him any more. All right. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, and that's that. Now, all right. Let's talk about James Hollingshead. All right, the handwriting's on the wall. The handwriting's on the wall for James. All right, he's it's over. He can't break the top five in this lineup. This is a show he would have won 4 years ago. I, it's hard for me to say that because he is a fan favorite and everybody loves James Hollingshead and everybody wants to see him do well. But I can't pull any punches. There's no holding back. It's he has to decide what he's going to do. He's got a family now. He's not going to do well as a bodybuilder that can't break the top five in a third tier show. I mean, this is a guy that should have won. I mean, you lost to a 5'2" Sean Clarida. Ugh. I mean, he's not the only one, but 4 years ago we would have never said that. I hope that and he's not a stupid guy. He knows this. Okay. He knows this. He's not a stupid guy. He's a very smart guy. If you ever watch his YouTube channel, I love watching his YouTube channel because I still love how he trains. He trains very old school. He's not dumb by any stretch of the imagination. He knows what he's doing. And he knows look how hard he tried this year to get a W to qualify for the Olympia next year. He knows he doesn't have that much left in the tank. And it's not a knock on him. It's not. This is a guy who is a very good bodybuilder. And now it's starting to decline because this is what happens to every athlete. They all decline. Some stay on top longer than others. Some never make it to the top. It is what it is. This is the life of an athlete. It's like I said, it sucks because everybody loves James, but I can't pull any punches, man. I can't lie. It's time to hang up the trunks. I don't see how he comes out of this. He changes coaches every time he fucking does a show. I mean, I know I'm exaggerating, but it is. I'm sorry, James. I don't know if you're watching this or not, but I just hope that you have other ways to make a living than that you put that plan in effect already because you do have a young, beautiful family. Not everybody could be an athlete forever. It's not going to happen. Okay. Now let's get to Beef Stew. Beef Stew's a little bit different. Beef Stew's another guy who didn't break the top five. It's harder for Beef Stew. And let me explain why. When Beef became pro, everybody had high hopes. Everybody was talking about him. Everybody was talking about him being the next great thing. Same thing like Carlos Thomas Jr. Everybody was talking about. Everybody was talking about this guy. And they can't deliver. I don't know why they can't deliver. I don't have the reason why they can't deliver. They're too young to really give up. But at the same time, they kind of have to look in the mirror and realize what they are. All right. So if I'm Beef Stew and I'm a young man and I still have time, I'm laying it all out. That's my decision. It's not like James, where he's been competing since he's 17 years old, and he's close to 40 or 40 years old, however old he is, and he has a family now, and he has a newborn, and he has a wife, and it's not like that. He's a young man. I don't know if I think he's in and around 30, give or take. I would I would bet the farm. What do I mean by that? I'd go get a Chris Aceto. I'd go get a top bodybuilding coach, and I would just put the pedal to the metal. If it doesn't work after next year, or maybe the year after that, then I would say that's it. But not breaking the top five in a show like this, where literally look, these are third tier bodybuilders, man. Okay, these are third tier bodybuilders. All right, these guys wouldn't even nobody even knows who they are, with the exception of Joan and Clarida. Clarida's the only elite bodybuilder. This has to be a wake up call. So the wake up call for James is it might be about time to retire. And the wake up call for Beef is if I don't do change now, I'm just going to be a mediocre bodybuilder. And I, both of these guys are not stupid. I've had Beef on my show. I interviewed him when he first turned pro, I believe 2 years ago. They know these things. They know. This is nothing surprising. If I'm Beef, that's what I'm doing. That's my game plan. That's what I'm doing. He's too young to retire. If I'm James, I'm figuring out what I'm going to do for my future. All right. That'll do it. That was a very fast, straightforward, no bullshit, no pulling punches wrap up of the Japan Pro. Now, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get all the content that's coming. And in about 8 minutes, I'm going live with Lee Priest, but you'll guys see that first before you see this, because by the time this gets up, it'll be tomorrow. Fuck you guys. All right, scratch my ass.